Yo, what's good, y'all? My bad. I took a while to upload this week, but I was busy contemplating between giving y'all time management methods or identifying the true core element that affects this whole system, why you're not getting as much as you want to get out of your time. So I thought to myself, maybe instead of all the videos I had planned like a five video series where I give you different methods and how you can use them. I thought to myself, let me give y'all the actual reason as to why you're not getting as much as you want to get out of your time. And I know that y'all are smart, and if you're watching any content like this, you probably have come across the methods I would have mentioned anyways. So the five things I want to talk about today is number one, time management methods. Number two, the true ingredient that drives your efficiency. Number three, why time hacks don't matter. Number four, how do you get the most out of your time? And number five, a list of things you can do to improve your productivity. So let's just get into it. So, with number one, time management methods, these are methods we all know. There's the 80/20 rule that also comes into time management, even though they usually use it in the finance space. But there's also the Pomodoro, there's also the time blocking, all these intricate designs and intricate methods that people use to save time in different ways. It's basically like fashion. You choose this big boots because you like it. I don't, so I choose loafers, and so on. We get the point. And I'm not going to dwell much on this because, as I mentioned in the fashion example, it doesn't really matter as long as you look presentable, right? So let's just get on to number two, the true ingredient that drives efficiency. Now, most people think, last time I was using time blocking and that didn't really align with my characteristics, so I'm just going to hop onto the Pomodoro technique. But let me tell you something. The true ingredient that drives your efficiency, that drives your productivity, and makes sure, well, the one thing that is responsible for you succeeding is, this is where it gets interesting. It's you setting the right goals. Because if you set a goal in a realm that you're not interested in, you don't have any drive to do that, it's gonna be very hard for you to convince yourself each and every day to work hard and to give it your all on that one thing that you don't care about. But if it's something you love and something you enjoy, at least something that gives you fulfillment when you're done with it. You don't have to love it. I mean, I don't love editing videos, but I like making them so that I can give you all some piece of information. So that's why it's easy for me to make these videos even when my life is hella busy, like right now. So this is where you should address the problem. Are your goals centered around the one thing that you're not meant to do? Pardon the noise. Somebody decided to, I don't know, repair their home right when I started shooting my videos. But anyway, so that one thing, all your goals, maybe you have 10, 15, I stick to 10 for the year. Sometimes I complete all of those 10 in the first quarter, so I'm just like, okay, I'll add more, but whatever the amount is, all of those goals, what are they centered around? Is it the degree your parents told you to get? Is it whatever philosophy somebody taught you that would make you happy, but you don't really know? Or are you doing something you love because you genuinely love it and now you're trying to monetize it? That's where your productivity and efficiency in your time comes around. Because have you ever noticed when you do something you love, you might even sleep at 3 a.m. busy grinding? I'll give you an example of music. People stay in the studio for like 6, 7, 8, sometimes the whole day, and they just work at it. They're like, I didn't like that sound. Let me go re-record that vocal. No, let's switch the beat up here. So many ideas are coming into their heads, and they're creating this phenomenal piece of art because they just enjoy it so much so that they don't even look at the clock. There's a good saying I've seen on Instagram that says, if you want to spend your money without, okay, I might be saying it the wrong way and might not hit as hard as it did when I read it, but It goes something like this: if you want to spend your money without looking at your bank account, you better work without looking at the clock. And that's true, but it's gonna be hard for you to do so if you're doing something you know you're not meant to be doing, something you don't enjoy, something you deem useless. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that you are just in that space. Make sure that you are choosing the things that mean something to you, just something. It might be a tiny thing, but as long as it means something to you, it's gonna make all the difference. Let's get on to number 3: why time hacks don't matter. So let's go back to that fashion example. There's James and there's Johnson. Never met a man named Johnson, but let's just roll with it. James is a cowboy. James likes leather jackets. James likes long boots. James likes big belts, big belt buckles, everything. Likes the jeans. You know what I mean. And Johnson is a pop star. Johnson likes leather jackets as well. That's one similarity they have. But Johnson likes tight leather pants and he likes shiny shoes, glitters, all that stuff. Jameson and John both have good grooming habits and they take care of themselves very well. They're two good looking men. Let's say they're average 6 dudes, and the things they do to take care of their body, exercise, grooming, and all of that make them an 8. Now, both of these men are 8s, but they dress differently. Now, if they were to go outside and approach multiple women, do you think one would have more success rate than the other? Probably not. Well, it might depend on the location. I mean, if it's the country, then definitely James will have a better chance. But despite that, let's say it's a perfect world and they're equally, there's an equal amount of girls who are interested in cowboys as pop stars. They won't have different success rates. In fact, I'd go on to say they might just succeed on an exponential level that is too hard for them to keep track. When they come back, they're not going to say, oh no, I had one more than you just because this other person had 300 interactions and the other had 299. That doesn't happen because both of them were successful. Now let's go back to the time management methods. If you like the Pomodoro and I like the time blocking, and the Pomodoro works for you, the time blocking works for me, do you think that your success rate would instantly go down, plateau, just because you switched on to mine? Probably not. It won't. It's just like changing your fashion clothes. If I decide to wear cowboy boots tomorrow, I mean, everybody I know won't disown me, and that's just how it is. And I know that it's a good thing. Let me say this: it's a good thing for you to switch time management methods when you feel like your life is a bit boring and you wanna bring that energy back again that you had when you started. Just like how we redecorate our rooms when we feel like what we're working on doesn't excite us anymore, especially if you're working from home. So that's just how it is. Think of it that way. Think of the James and Johnson example and keep it in mind. It'll help you choose your time management methods and not to spend all of your time doing the choosing. Now, how do you get most out of your time? I think I have like 1 minute on my... Okay, let's just roll with it till it stops recording. How do you get most out of your time? I think this is a double... what do you call it again? Duplication. I think I already answered this when we talked about the true ingredient that drives efficiency, but how you get the most out of your time is by focusing on one thing, the one thing that drives you, and reiterating that in every different sector of your life. So here's a good example. Mike Thurston. I used to watch that guy's video. I still do, but like I'm trying to emphasize on how long I've been watching his content for. I used to watch his videos and I had this habit of going back to somebody's oldest videos. So I clicked on the oldest button and I looked at a video he posted, him walking the grocery shop. I mean, the quality was not there. I think it was 7 years ago, but he was there already. He looked jacked, he looked healthy, and I was like, Mike Thurston has a podcast now, and he basically talks about health, sometimes finance and all that, but he basically talks about health on there. Why didn't Mike Thurston have a podcast 7 years ago? And how was he successful in podcasting if he was a bodybuilder? Then I saw something significant. He focused on one thing: health, bodybuilding, exercising. That's the core. That's what was his thing. He did that for so long and reiterated it in his life in different forms. Now, many people have done this. Mr. Beast, I mean, he was a video creator and still is, don't get me wrong, but he went on to do game shows, Feastables, Beast Burger at some point. I don't know where that went, but he was able to do all of these things because he got so much. As I'm not even joking. As I started to hit record, this guy takes out his. You know what? Never mind. I hope you can hear me clearly despite the noise. But he went on to build all of these brands as an iteration of his skill set that he had developed when he was young. And what I've noticed is it feels natural. It feels real. It doesn't feel busy, clammy, disruptive, commotionalized. It doesn't feel like that. I don't think commotionalized is the word, but let's roll with it. I'll make it a word today. So it's because when you see Feastables, you might look at it as, wow, that's a big brand. But for him, I don't think it is, because it didn't take as much time as building his channel did. It doesn't take as much money as building his channel does, and definitely doesn't need as much attention as building his channel does. It might to some other people. I don't know how seriously Hershey's takes chocolate tasting and R&D, how much they take it into consideration. Maybe that's their thing. But there's something that they do that they don't give as much attention to. So back to the Mike Thurston example, this guy has a podcast and it's phenomenal. I watch that podcast every now and then. I mean, for me personally, it's among my top 5, along with Chris Williamson, Joe Rogan, and all the big podcasts you've probably heard of. But he didn't start off as a podcaster. In fact, he might not even be in the top 5% of the most intelligent people, intellectual, whatever. But because he started with his thing, with his true calling, with whatever he was designed to do, whatever he enjoyed, whatever felt natural for him, he was able to reiterate that in many different sectors of his life. So back to the question, how do you get most out of your time? Focus on one thing. Then definitely, when you get so good, people can't ignore you. You are able. It provides you with the pocket, with the opportunity to leave that thing for a while, and it still sustains itself. Go try a few things, come back, focus on it, get those few things, and check out what worked, cross out what didn't, and take the things that worked and do the same. Put more effort into them. But that's definitely it. You gotta focus on one thing. And of course, for some people, just like me, I mean, you can see, you can't really see, but trust me, I am skinny. And exercise for me won't be my main thing. It wouldn't be. I mean, I don't know what video it was, but Mike Thurston said he enjoys exercise. I was like, wow, man, like, couldn't be me. I exercise because I have to. I exercise because I want to look good. I exercise because I know how I'd look if I didn't. I mean, I still look skinny, but I could look worse. Skinny fat. So exercise is definitely a must for me, but it's not my main thing. And what is my main thing, you might say? I don't know. Still figuring that out. But I definitely know that it's in the realm of video creation. Maybe one day I'll be a video editor, who knows, and give up on my dreams. But that's not the day today. Today, well, let me say, in this present moment, in this chapter of my life, I'm giving it my all. I'm trying my best to succeed in whatever interests me, because I know that Most of the times we tell ourselves this common lie. Let me go work and I'll dwell on my hobbies and dreams later. Brother, your millions, your riches, your wealth was supposed to come from those things. Because on top of that, you get fulfillment. You teach people on a whole new level that a professional who doesn't have an interest or didn't have the passion in that thing could never. I mean, imagine if you had the talent of making music and you decided to make music once you retired 60. You're robbing people of the wonderful talent that God has given you. And that's why it made me think, should I tell you about time management methods, or should I direct this one thing? The true ingredient that drives efficiency. You shouldn't play around with what works, what doesn't. I read that and did that, that didn't work. Let me hop onto this. If you don't have your true core driving factor instilled already, you should focus on that first, then go and dabble with the boots, the cowboy hat, the leather jacket, whatever. I mean, think of it this way. Let's go back to the James and Johnson example. If James had all of that and Johnson had all of that, and they're both 8 on a scale of 1 to 10, 8 looking dudes, average 8 dudes, and a woman who didn't have a particular interest in one or the other approached them, but one of them had a bad attitude and the other didn't, what do you think would happen? That's obvious. She'd probably go with the one with the better attitude. So it's the same thing. You want to have that core driving factor instilled. You want to be in the right niche. You want to choose the right pathway for yourself very early on before you waste your energy on something that you don't even enjoy. Then focus on the time management methods, your fancy Pomodoro, time blocking, and all these intricate designs and philosophies that intelligent authors have written about. Now, number 5, let's get to number 5. The list of things you can do to improve your productivity. Number 1, work on something you love. Now, this is no self-affirmation, gassed up motivation. I'm dead serious. Like, you know that you like soccer. You know that you like basketball. You know that you, I don't know, like drawing. Work on that. Now, I'm not saying disrespect your parents and drop out of school, or you don't even need to get out of college. I mean, it depends on you and your parents and how good at that thing you are. And you know, you can't just drop out with no plan and all that stuff. But every time you do that particular thing, I want you to give it your all, or don't do it at all. Like when you have a soccer game, you better give it your all. You better score 3 goals. You better, even if they put you on for 5 minutes, you better make sure that's the most phenomenal 5 minutes they've ever seen. Or don't do it at all. Only in the things that you love. And the things that you don't love, just do what's required. Number 2, the list of things that should improve your productivity. Focus. Clear out the clutter and focus. And there's this term they use for, I don't remember what it is. I think it's something like prioritization. It's basically when you filter out things by a list of importance. So the most important would obviously be on the top, and so on. Use that. You know whether exercising is very important or not for you. I mean, for me, I was born with skinny genetics. I'm glad, man. The only thing I need to do is an ab workout, or else my abs vanish. But I don't need to be, running 5Ks to lose calories. That's not me. I don't even put on weight. Sometimes it's frustrating because that doesn't align with my goals, but exercise is not a priority for me. What's a priority? Well, growing this channel. I mean, sitting at 34 subscribers or 33, I'm not sure. And I have no skill at marketing whatsoever. I've been doing video for a while. I know how to pop off if I'm doing something I don't find fulfillment in. Like I could pop off doing jokes and comedy. I have actually my older channel. I won't be mentioning that channel. If you know it, you better not tell anyone about it because it's hella funny. But yes, I know how to pop off doing basically clickbait content and all that. But this time I want to pop off sharing a message that's actually on my mind. Sharing, like, have you ever seen those videos? I'm so envious sometimes, but those vlog channels when they're like, I don't like baguettes. That's literally the title in small letters. I don't like baguettes. And after 3 hours, you see 200k views. I'm like, wow. I want to get to that point, where you speak your mind and people love it. I mean, after all, we all have to be ourselves on this planet because we all have unique stories to share. Now, imagine if you robbed someone of that story. Some people tell it in art, some people in music, some people say it verbatim. And therefore, that's something I want to work on. But back to what I was saying about it all is focus on one thing. I'd focus on that. Exercise would be secondary. Health would be secondary, even if it complements my goals. And the third thing I'd say you can do to improve your productivity is truly, how do I put this? Forget about productivity and just get the job done. What's your goal? Is your goal to gain 20 kgs? Then stop tracking how many kgs you've gained and focus on how many you need to gain. Forget about productivity. Forget about reading about all these. I need a studio, y'all. Better sub up now, like the video, comment down below so I can get cash to buy a studio. Know what I'm saying? Maybe soundproof these walls and close the window. But forget about every single thing that doesn't matter. I mean, truly, all you should do is look at the goal and stay locked in. Whatever the goal is. If my goal is to gain 20 kgs, I'm not looking at the health science behind gaining weight and all the fancy intricate ideas that people put up online and reading about 70 articles in a week. No, just focus on that thing. Gain more weight, eat more, exercise less. I don't know how to gain weight. That's not part of my goals, but I'm just giving you an example out of my head here. Just do it. Focus on that thing, focus on that one thing, and forget about every other factor. And you'll soon discover that even though those are factors, even though those are symptoms, side effects, byproducts, whatever you might call them, they don't really affect your progress if you're going at a fast enough rate. Like, think of it this way. If somebody said, you know what, Lawrence, according to an article that I've read, when you're running in the stadium track, you're faster with your shoes off than with your shoes on, right? And I was like, oh, okay. And I exercised and prepped for that big day, big event, and all I did was work on my speed, go. I did athletics when I was younger, and I have experience on that, just a tiny bit. But all I did was speed and endurance, and all that. And the day came. He read 70 articles about why wearing certain clothes will slow you down and all that stuff. He's wearing a tiny vest, doesn't have any shoes on. I'm wearing a t-shirt, maybe a hoodie. Take the hoodie off, and I'm wearing my running shoes. Lace them up. They're like, go. I instantly run, and I cross the finish line before he even gets halfway. Does it matter that I was wearing shoes? Does it matter that I was wearing long pants, not shorts? Does it matter that I didn't read all of those articles? No, because I focused on that one thing. What I'm trying to get at is sometimes when you focus on eliminating all these byproducts and side effects and all these things that disrupt the main thing, You disrupt the main thing because you've lost your focus. I mean, I'm looking that way and I should be locked in here. Lock in. Look at your one thing and focus on it. No matter what anybody says, focus on it. And what I like to do is give it a time frame and say, you know what, I want to gain 20 kgs in 3 months, despite my genetics. 3 months is about 90 days, give or take, and do it, right? Once you do it, don't stop. Give that momentum. At the end of the 3 months, go back and say, okay, let me reflect. According to that comment I saw online when I was posting my progress, it says when you have skinny genetics, it might take a bit longer. Was that true in my case? I mean, I got to 16, but yeah, true, but it doesn't matter because I got some progress. Okay, what else? They said it's better for you to gain pure clean weight than bulking dirty, I guess, with KFC and all that junk ingredients. I mean, I don't mind, so scratch that one out, not considering it. The last one says once you've bulked, it will only take you half the time to tone that fat into muscle. Okay, let's go for it. I mean, my goal was 20, but I got to 16 either way, so that's a pretty big significance. From 80 kgs to 96. I mean, that's a lot, despite the fact that I didn't reach that goal. But that goal really necessary? No, I just put it in place so that I know where I'm headed.